I am here with Kris Martin, who is a professional race car driver from Canada, and he is here in Shreveport doing several promotions for us this weekend. And so we're really very fortunate that he is going to be with us, and we're going to be able to chat with him and about his life and his experiences, not only with a cochlear implant, but also as a professional race car driver. And I want to tell you that Kris has taken Shreveport by a storm. We went and ate breakfast this morning, and while we were eating, someone stopped by our table and said, "Are you Kris Martin, the race car driver?" And he said yes, and he began signing autographs. So welcome, and thank you for coming to Shreveport. We appreciate it. Tell me a little bit about your early years when you were really young. How old were you when you had your implant?
I started Cochlear when I was 8 years old.
That's young. Do you remember what life was like before?
Yes, my parents, I was found out when I was 13 months old, when I was a baby, and I was born without that.
Mm-hmm.
So I started wearing two Cochlear earrings, and it helps, but it's more difficult because
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear as much. So I couldn't hear to talk and hear what people talk. So I told when I was 8 years old, it was a big step.
Mm-hmm. When they first knew that you were deaf at 13 months, they initially put hearing aids on you, and you remember that was not successful.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So did you go to public school?
Yes, I do. I go to public school all my life.
Yeah. And how did your cochlear implant help you in school?
The Cochlear helped me to go to school to hear better and to learn the listening speech, how to communicate with the teacher and my friends,
Mm-hmm.
and how to hear the music, all that noise in the background I do, and I get used to it, but it helps. And because it makes me successful to confidence to learn the Cochlear school. It helped my school well in marks, doing
Mm-hmm.
good.
Did you make good grades in school?
Of course. I graduated 2 other roles.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Honor roll.
Yeah.
Wow. Excellent. Were most of your friends hearing or deaf?
In public school, I have lots of friends that hear aids. And in public school, I have one friend, he's hearing aids, holding hearing aids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's holding hearing aids.
Yeah.
I have some friends that deaf, can sign and can talk.
Yeah. During school, you had signing friends?
You know, all
That-
public school doing hearing aids.
I see. I gotcha. How has your cochlear implant really improved your life now?
Cochlear helped me to hear better, make me more comfortable who I am, and I'm really happy, I'm proud of myself, what I'm doing, what I can hear,
Mm-hmm.
and I can improve my life. I know what my future looks like, and I know where I'm going, and it just helped my life going when I
Right.
started to grow. And now it's my turn to be back to help deaf people
Mm-hmm.
that can't understand how to draw lines.
Right. So, but you know how to sign now, right?
Correct.
Why did you learn to sign?
While I was in high school, I was working in a go-kart track part-time. I was coaching drivers in go-karting, and I saw one boy who are deaf, cannot talk, and same as his father. So my boss over the track told me to help this boy because he knew I was deaf.
Mm-hmm.
So I was teaching the boy, and I started writing paper. So I thought to myself, okay, it's time for me to go back to school. So I took the sign language course,
Mm-hmm.
American Sign Langauge. And I went to a teacher's sign, practice, video, TV for 2 years. Then I went back to coaching and I signed with the boys.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an easy way to communicate with them,
Right.
to teach them.
Right. Do you find that you use signing a lot now since you've learned it and you've been meeting other deaf people?
Yes, big time, because while I was signing with deaf people helped me to sign better,
Yeah.
more understanding,
Mm-hmm.
because my whole family, my whole friend is hearing,
Mm-hmm.
so sometimes I forget how to sign.
Yeah.
So when I sign with the deaf people just like you, school board, anywhere,
Right.
if I sign to be doing wrong, they help me correct it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy to me to communicate with deaf people, it helps.
You hear people say all the time that you really need to socialize with deaf people to learn sign language. You agree with that?
Yes.
That's good.
At the same time, talking and signing at the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah.
You are really involved in racing, and that is really cool. Tell me a little bit about how you became interested in racing.
Well, my grandfather's a racer and my uncle's a racer.
Now, they're in the Hall of Fame,
Correct.
right? I mean, your family now has a long history of
they do.
racing.
Yeah. My mom's side family has a racing history
Mhm.
many years.
Mm-hmm.
Because my grandfather traveled with 7 kids.
Wow.
So they travel all the different tracks with the kids. So that my grandfather's racing. And my cousins, my oldest cousins race too. So I started watching them when I was 3 years old. And I find very interesting because I smell engine, I smell tires, I know the engine sounds. And
Yeah.
I thought myself, maybe I could try it. So I bet my parents I want to be a race when I get older. But my parents gave me the rules. Idea. If I do well at school, keep my mouth up, then I can get a go-kart.
Wow. But you initially, you met with your grandfather, right? And he kind of taught you how to race?
Correct. My grandfather, taught me so many ways to teach me how to become a racer, a better racer.
Yeah.
He traveled with me in how to talk about a car, how about an engine, and he talking about how to drive around a racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned so many opportunity experience from him.
Were your parents a little bit nervous about you being a driver?
Yes, both of them are very nervous, but mostly, especially my mom don't watch. She never watch.
She never watches you race. Even now, she never watches you race.
She always listens to announcements. Well, as a mother, it's a big difference because the mothers don't want the kid to get hurt.
Right,
Same thing to hockey.
Right.
So she never watched it, but sometimes she peek.
When you first talked about your racing with your grandfather, did he encourage you, or was he a little bit nervous? He was encouraging?
No, he was very excited. He's very proud of me as a grandson being a racer.
Mm-hmm.
And he really excited, always hears the news, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he was looking forward to the next race, the next race, the next race. So he was excited.
Did your mom talk about growing up, traveling around the racing circuit, and was that a good experience for her?
She had a great time, and she met a lot of good friends at the racetrack with the baby.
Mm-hmm.
And she watched my grandfather, so she explained to me her own story.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting story.
What about your uncle? Did he participate in training you to race?
He come to my racetrack and taught me how to race cars.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandfather told me he's a really good racer, smart racer.
Yeah.
So they both of them helped me experience. He has a son, my uncle's son, which is my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
He's also a race.
Okay. Okay.
So he learned from them. He's 32 right now.
Yeah.
So it's all about baby racing.
Yeah.
We help each other, support each other, how to be a good racer, doing different ways. It's all about racing, business racing.
That must make you feel very proud that your family is so supportive of you, and obviously they've gotten past the deafness and they understand that you are very capable of doing that. I was really curious about your experience in getting your car. Your car number is 46, right? And how did that happen that you became the driver of that specific car?
Well, I started racing go-karting when I was 10 years old. And I just kept racing and racing and racing.
10 years old?
Yes.
Could you even see over the steering
No,
wheel?
I started with go-karting.
Oh, the go-kart. Okay.
And
Okay.
I moved up a big car when I was 15.
Uh-huh.
And I started racing. I won so many championships, 6 national championships in go-karting.
Wow.
6-time champions. And I have tons of trophies in my room, over 200.
200 trophies.
Over so many trophies. And I love spirit. I meet lots of friends at go-karting. Go-karting is the best experience because it's all about family, fun to meet people, chat, it's fun hobbies.
Right.
And then, so I thought myself, I'm going to try to move up with big cars.
Mm-hmm.
So 15, 16, so I moved up with big cars. It was a big difference. The go-karting car, because
Obviously.
more horsepower, more speed,
Bigger.
and more physical.
Uh-huh.
So I just kept building my career up and go, and kept going and trying to get to NASCAR
Yeah.
or anything.
So NASCAR is your ultimate goal. That's what you want to do is
That's
NASCAR. Now I understand that there are levels that you move up. How does that work for you, moving up the levels?
Sometimes you have to look at the series, what kind of series do you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to be involved, you have to connect with the people who work there. Like the marketing, and race director, all that stuff. And also, the sponsorship have to be involved too. The sponsors help me to build up the career
Mm-hmm.
to get the top. So that helps improve all that
I
marketing.
see. So you're moving up toward that goal of NASCAR.
Right? It's not easy.
It's not easy. What's the most difficult part?
Sponsors.
Oh, getting sponsors. So those are the people that you see advertised on the side of the car. They have their logo or
Yep.
whatever.
That's correct.
It's expensive.
Yes, it is very expensive.
Oh, okay. So are you looking for sponsors right now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so any of you that can sponsor, we have a driver here that needs a sponsor. The fact that you have a cochlear implant and you're driving a race car, how does that work? How do you, because you have to communicate with your crew, right?
Yeah.
Or they call it a spotter. And what, before you talk about how you communicate, what are the responsibilities of a spotter? What do they do?
Well, how I communicate with the spotter, I have a special FM system.
Okay.
Full rack. I got my helmet right here. and I use this wire and go to the FM system, and then it transfer to my Cochlear program, and go to my helmet, and go to my call radio, just like a walkie-talkie.
Okay.
So the spotter communicate with me and go to my Cochlear. So that's how I hear. So I push the button to talk to him. So that's allowed to me to race. So it helped me a big time. So this is just like the students wearing these to the classroom, the teachers wearing microphone.
Okay.
So that's how I put it into my helmet to my FM and transfer to my Cochlear.
Okay.
So that's how to hear.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And the spotter and myself are very responsibility. The most important is the spotter and myself to communicate back and forth so many times, because the spotter is at the sea tower or around a racetrack. Keep me to stay out of trouble.
Okay.
Keep me still, not to an accident or anything like that. Just be aware around me, what's going on. Because we're going very fast. And it picks through. They ask me how my car is feeling, how my car is working, if it's tight or it's too loose, or it's time for fuel. So I told them, I have a flat tire, I have to go repair, just to repair. So that's how we communicate.
So you tell the spotter, I need gas, and does the spotter tell the pit crew that you're going to stop?
Well, the spotter and pit crew and me, we hear at the same time. So if I need a fuel, I tell the pit crew, not the spotter. The spotter
I see.
tell me, okay, go in pits.
Okay.
And if I'm in a pit, if the spotter is clear, then I can go.
So tell me what the spotter says. I mean, is it long sentences or is it one word? What are the kinds of things that the spotter tells you?
The spotter say very short word.
Okay.
So the spotter say no, 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 or hi, 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 and green, 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 and caution, caution, slow down. And he would tell me there's an accident, turn 2, accident, turn 2. So I go to the accident in turn 2, so I slow down, so I don't watch my car. So very short room. We, the spotter and myself, we talk about it before we start a race.
Right.
Okay, we always make sure we each other very comfortable with what we're going to say. And what we're going to say, so we know what's going on a racetrack.
Right, right. So that's really very important that the spotter understand you and that you understand what the spotter is saying. That's very important for your success.
Because if I'm involved in teams, it's my first time to meet a person.
Yeah.
It's spotter. And so we have to get used to it, because the boys might race different spirits, or the different spotter have different boys.
Oh, so you don't carry the same spotter with you to all the races? Oh, okay. Okay.
Wherever you go, always different people.
Right, right. Now, you are involved in some other things, not just racing, and I know you have a company that you just started, and it's called Finish Line Fitness. Tell me about that.
I started Finish Line Business because I'm very interested to help drivers to stay in shape with fitness, motorsport program about reaction, mental focus, flexibility, cardio, how, because most drivers don't stay in shape. If you want to stay in shape, you can win a race easy. Also, it's not just drivers. I also train regular clients, just like you, or different kinds of sports.
Right.
Why I want to be involved, because if I'm not racing, I just make my money from my business.
Right.
Or my backup plan B. So I do both. So.
And driving in races is very demanding physically.
Yes.
But how is that? You're sitting and driving, right?
Most people ask me the question, they think it's driving easy.
Yeah.
but you're in a car for 2 hours and going 200 miles an hour per hour. Your heart rate probably really bad, depending on how fast you're going speed limits.
Okay.
And driving a race car, your arm, you get tired. So most drivers still so close. So your arms rest, racing. And you have to make it brain, physical, and mental focus. Because you're racing the same track, you have to hit the same mark.
I see.
So it makes your time quicker at race race.
Yeah.
Okay, people get tired, you bump a wheel, you crash, or you don't finish the race. That's the most important thing fix. Because one time, my first time I moved up the car, I drove, I know, boy, it's so hard work. It's not the same as go-karting. Go-karting is easy. Also, you have to be in good shape. When you crash, you don't get hurt as much.
Yeah.
Because if you get in bad shape, you crash, you hurt more. So the same thing is hockey, baseball, always stay in shape.
So some of your clients are race car drivers, and you just go and show them how, or you develop a exercise program for them.
Yeah.
And is it only exercise, or do you talk about nutrition?
Depending what kind of person. It could be female or male, whatever. Sometimes I train them the same program I do. Sometimes it can't be different program. And how to say focus. So for example, I have a client facing on a wall. I have a tennis ball throw behind. He has to catch. So when you're facing the wall, when the ball comes, you have to catch before the ball cuts on the ground.
Oh.
See, it's about reaction, mental focus, how quick you can catch. So for example, you put hands there, you put the pen there, and your brain's watching, your eyes watching. So you drop, how fast you can. So you practice, your time goes quicker and quicker. And also, drink water every day. It's most important because it runs your body. And the weekend on you at the track, drink Gatorade.
Yeah.
That help your energy. Because you don't want to think or bop wheels.
Right.
And also, that's what I do.
I would imagine that being physically fit is really important then to having good reaction. And you said that definitely nutrition is important.
Well, because if you want to be a good racer, if you want to win more racing, you have to be good. You have to work harder.
Right.
And go get it.
Have you had any kind of interesting interaction with other drivers that they find out that you're deaf, and are they comfortable?
I have one story about what happened. I went to North Carolina, and I was racing car, first time at a track, first time meeting a team of people. So I went down in winter time for testing a car, and my team are already very impressed with what I do. Excuse me. Because they heard about me that they thought I can hear it radio, and I told them I will come down and show them. So I use FM system, put in my helmet, and I talk and communicate to my older and my spotter. They can hear me, I can hear them. They were impressed, they couldn't believe it. So I went out to track. I touched my car good for time, and my older said, "You're a very smooth driver." He said that to me.
Yeah.
I said, "Thank you." So he now started to feel more comfortable with me to bring around a race car. Because sometimes he gets nervous if the driver drives his car and don't want to wreck it.
Right.
So in July, summer, it's called Racing Day. So I went down. The track owner and the drivers heard about me and that. They said, "Whoa," they don't want to let me race. Okay, they thought I would wreck them.
Yeah.
Go crash with them. So my owner stands up to the race director who owned the racetrack. They told him, just let me out. I told them, I will show you on practice. So they let me out of practice. So I'm out, pass clean, no touching, respect. They feel comfortable.
Yeah.
They said, okay. Because they were going to put me in the back in the field.
Wow.
Because I'm rookie.
Yeah.
So they put me in time trial. Time trial, when you time trial, what position you start.
Mm-hmm.
So I start 7th of 30.
That's impressive.
So I
7th spot in a line of 30 cars.
correct. So I start 7th. Okay, I was expecting to be good to my first time in car.
Were you surprised?
Yeah. So I start a race, and so I race a drive, and I move up to the bit, and when caution come up, sometimes I have trouble to shift. So I missed shift too early. I fall back to 12th, 13th. So in race, I caught up to being 7th. No touching, no rubbing, anything.
No crashes.
Finish the race, and so I came in the pits, my trainer, everybody in the band came to my trainer. They told me they were very impressed, surprised, they were happy. My drivers next door,
Yeah.
who put all the trailer, they came, they said I'm a good driver.
Oh,
They
that's
couldn't believe
awesome.
it. So they're very comfortable with me, and the track
Yeah.
owner's happy.
And I would assume then that from then on it was easier and easier when you met up with other drivers because they would have heard your story and about your success.
Because they're like racing, they never heard that driver can drive a car, how to communicate with the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's the most important thing. That's why I told them, let me come down and show them in person the picture. And I did it, and impressed, happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was the best day ever.
I bet. I bet. You know, you had some pretty big dreams about becoming a race car driver, and the fact that you were deaf and using a cochlear implant, that kind of thing. Other deaf people have pretty big dreams too. So what would you tell them? What would be your advice to other deaf people about their dreams?
Right. While I travel, public speaking, helping kids, people's dreams, I told them that whatever you want to be, if you want to follow your dreams, where you want the future's going to be, it comes from the heart. Wherever the heart takes you there. And if you want to be a doctor, you have to go to school, work hard, you have to work hard to make it to your dreams. You have to go get it. That's what my dad said to me when I was little.
Go get it.
If you want it, go get it. You have to work hard. Don't stop, don't back out. So you have to keep going. It's hard work.
Yeah.
So that's why I said to them, whatever you want to be, that's what you be. Go get it, work hard, and keep doing steps.
Yeah. That's an awesome story. You know that in the deaf community, there's some controversy about cochlear implants. Some deaf people are accepting of cochlear implants and some are not very accepting at all. How do you feel about that? What do you say about people and their choices to have cochlear implants or not?
I heard that story many times. I feel respect them because it's about what their choice is, what they make the decision. If they want to get cochlear, go ahead. If you don't want to get cochlear, that's okay. It's okay being signs. It's okay you're to cochlear or you're to speech transition. And it's about their choice. Wherever you feel comfortable, are you happy with it? You know, and I told the kids and students like seems me each. They asked me something, how you feel in that Cochlear? I said, I'm getting Cochlear, I feel comfortable, I feel happy, it helps you to hear. Some people asked me they were scared to get Cochlear. Some said they don't like surgery. Some they scared that's going to happen in the future.
Right.
But I told them it's up to you. It's your life. Whatever you want to do it, feel comfortable.
So really, it's about respecting people's right to make that decision and their choice. So you don't think that there's any kind of effort to hurt the deaf community or anything like that. It's just about people wanting to hear better, communicate better.
I know some deaf companies, they said Cochlear is small. Because they want signs. It happens, somebody that people told my mom because they heard about me, I'm deaf. They want my mom to take me to school to learn the signs stuff. My mom stand up saying no, 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 no. She wants me to learn to listen to speak. Because sometimes the parents have to make a choice. And also the kids too. If the kids feel comfortable with Cochlear, sure, that'd be good. If you don't feel comfortable with Cochlear, you should take it out or just sign. That's why I said it's their choice.
Right.
Where they respect.
Awesome. I think that's a good philosophy.
Right.
That's
just
good.
Be there, you know. Balance yourself and respect. Who are they? You know.
Right.
Their culture. You know.
Well, we have run out of time, and so really, Kris, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for coming to Shreveport. Thank you for being involved in our webinars about cochlear implants and also for visiting with us. This is our first program for Show of Hands, so you're our first guest. So thank you, and we appreciate it very much. We wish you safe journeys back home.
Thank you for me having here, and I was really good time here, especially this one lovely weather.
It's warm here now, isn't it? Thank you.